So thank you everybody for joining us today. So today we have Pascal Neveu. I think I pronounced the last name right. He's from INRAE, which is the French Agricultural Research Institute. So a little bit about Pascal. From 2014 to 2023, he was the director of the Mathematics, Informatics, Statistics for Environment and Agronomy Laboratory at Montpellier. He is currently at the head of a team that works to data and knowledge management. He leads works packages dedicated to data and knowledge management in several international projects. Pascal teaches topics related to computer science and information management. His area of expertise is data science, data semantics, and big data. He conducts research to address societal challenges such as the digital transition and build agriculture of the future. And today he's going to talk about the EMPhaSIS project and in particular about PHIS, which is an ontology-driven information system for agriculture and environment. And with this, Pascal, you can start.
Thank you so much, Anita. Hello, everybody. My talk is about PHIS and ontology-driven information system, and I will say some word about different systems and different challenges that we meet. The first one is about the data challenge in plant phenotyping, as you all know. That is complex and cannot be reproduced. There is a lot of various resource requirements. Also, we have a very complex data set, and the context is interdisciplinary. And what we need, it's often to improve transparency and reproducibility of the data processing in order to do open science. And the idea, what is our objective is to give value to data, and in order to allow reanalyze, meta-analyze, new analyze, etc. And it is impossible if we don't have a very advanced data management. And I will explain more about this topic. Currently, we're in many fields, such as agriculture and plant phenotyping, the number and the diversity of data sources are increasing. We have also a stronger complexity of the data pipeline, and that makes harder to have reproducible and open science, but also that makes it harder to understand how data are produced, and also the process of data integration and data analytics could be impossible. Because, for example, you don't know about data quality, we have vocabulary issues, you don't know if things are if we have a good identification of the different objects, and also we need to have access to this information not only for human but only for machine, and machine also need to know about the data production process to be able to produce data that we can use for meta-analyze or different data analytics. Our approach is process in order to produce fair data, and I will do focus on that, and also avoiding data silos. And what we do is the structuring of data, to use standard, use service and cloud computing, and the most important thing for us is linking data by using ontologies that allow to build data set, to have a data integration, to allow knowledge discovery, offer services, and also develop prescriptive analytics or descriptive analytics, etc. In PHIS, that is the European infrastructure dedicated to plant phenotyping, we have several information systems such as PIPA, Phenomis, and PHIS. And I will introduce you OpenSILEX, that is a software, a framework that allows to develop information system. And PHIS is based on OpenSILEX. And OpenSILEX is OpenSILEX is methods and components that allow to implement information system. And the tool and service is also tool service and for the collection, organization, storage, exchange, etc. of the data. And the idea of OpenSILEX is to address various communities. And if we change ontologies, we can change the communities of the user communities. For example, we have here four implementation of OpenSILEX. The first one is PHIS, is for plant phenotyping. Second one is 16 is more dedicated to agroecology. The third one is Symphonia, is for vine and wine. And the last one is more for environmental, that's called waste. And all these information systems are based on OpenSILEX. But what's the change? The change is the set of ontology are not exactly the same because we want to deal with the vocabularies of the different communities. Now I will say some more about how it works. The idea is to structure in the data and implement good practices, and such as make fair data, avoid data silos. I already said that. A flexible and scalable system, because the science of today is not the science of tomorrow, of course. Integrate data and combine data, and be able to apply a data management. But for the structuring of the data, we need two key elements. The first one is identification, and second one is semantics. And I will develop this aspect on the next slide. About the identification, and we want an unambiguous identification for all entities. The entities are studying objects such as plant, plots, canopy, germplasm, etc. But also we have identification of the element and component of the experimental organization, such as the experiment, the project, studies, etc. But also an identification of the devices, such as, for example, sensor, facilities, such as a plot or greenhouse, vectors that could be drones, or I don't know, it could be also phenomenon, or I don't know. And also we have an identification of all events, that, for example, watering, but also problem in meteo, etc., different kind of events. For the semantic part, what we need is to provide data understanding, a schema for data, because by using semantics, we also have properties and hierarchy of concept, etc. We have also controlled vocabulary and standardized vocabulary, and the knowledge representation models are formalized relationship between entities. For example, we can have link between a drone and a camera and a plant, and we can have reasoning on this model representation. We also provide with ontologies and the semantics, data annotation and enrichment, and a frame for also data reproducible data processing. In OpenSILEX and also in PHIS, we have all scientific objects are formalized in ontologies. They are identified by URI, event management, fault, meteo, or formalized also in whole and identified by URI and variable, etc. And also we do structuration for the applications by using linking between the different components by using ontologies such as formalize in all or SCOS. SCOS is a language for description of alignment between concepts. When you use URI, because it is standardized and also that allows an easy integration in web application, it is unambiguous and actionable or dereferenceable, if you prefer this word. URI are generated by under the responsibility of the local scientific coordinator, and we put URI on all elements. For example, you have URI of plant, of pot, of cart, of cabin, of camera, of the image, etc. And OpenSILEX allows to share one part of the semantics and have specific semantics, and I will explain how it works. We use a set of ontologies. We have alignment on the upper ontologies such as Dolce or BFO, and we have also we also use standard ontologies such as time ontologies, annotation ontologies, Dublin core and FOF, PROO for the provenance, and SOSA for sensors. And we have a core ontology, and in this core ontology, we have the main concept of an OpenSILEX. And this concept will be linked to specific context of a domain. And we have also domain ontologies, such as plant ontologies, plant crop ontologies, agronomy ontologies, etc. And we have links to this semantic resources. And we have a definition, we have the concept of scientific object, that is element, that are observed individually or within the experimental framework and are unable to verify an hypothesis, etc. We have a definition for scientific object, we have definition for event, we have definition for many things such as factor, etc., devices, facilities. And what we do, we specialize this concept with domain ontologies in order to adapt the system to the vocabulary of and the concept of the community of users. For example, if I do some phenotyping in field, we have scientific objects, and we can specialize the scientific object in different concepts such as different class, subclasses, such as Pascal, silk here. But if we change the domain, for example, we work on vine, the scientific object hierarchy won't be the same. It will be canopy, shoot, or leaf, cyan, etc., etc. It could be have common part, but we can have specific part. It depends on the domain. Also, we have a formalization of variables that that allow precise descriptions, and the decomposition of the description into different elements that are standardized, linked to this element to existing ontologies, and get a description. This description is machine readable, and that allows also the integration process. For example, we have a decomposition of variables that, for example, count 8, and we have the method and scale that the level of observation could be at the variety level, etc. We have a formalization of variables, and we can put this variable, if we cannot associate this variable to a sensor or to a pipeline. Inside, we organize the data in a triple store, because we have RDF data, and and also we use for series of values observation set we store it in MongoDB, and we have, I will explain that, we have also a communication between these two data management system. And also we have IRAEs in order to manage the big data set for raw data. When we put raw data, for example, a set of images, a set of spectrum or video, etc., we put on IRAEs in order to be more, to deal with the volume. The structuration is in layer. We have one specific layer for the e-infrastructure and for the service of virtual machine for the data storage. We have this layer with two data layer with two elements for the storage of the data. We have also, after we have an abstraction layer, we abstract the organization and we implement different services and standard for the communities. That is the service layer. And of course, all software agents, all web user interface cannot access directly to the system. We have an abstraction layer that allow to deal with different technologies and different organizations. If we change the organization, the software agents are not impacted. This is the same slide with the different technologies. For example, we implement MyAPI or BRAPI that are different standards. And the web interface is based on the Vue.js, and we have different data center and infrastructure that provide the data storage. All the functionalities we provide also for PHIS as a specific web interface for the management of the project, experiment, facilities, device, etc. The data stored are represented in the graph, in semantic graph. All complex data are formalized in a semantic graph. We have also provenance link between the different, for example, we have a link between plot and microplot to the images. And we have, for example, the link if you click on different point on the graphic. If you click, for example, here, you can see from which images that produce this value. And if you click the different point, you will get the set of images that allow to create this variable. And if you click on the different plot, you can get the different curve, different kinetics from the. So there is a connection of the data pipeline element to the web interface. In short, we allow management of fuse and complex data. Currently, we manage more than petabyte, enable and facilitate cloud computing, and also we manage semantics, ontologies, standardized vocabulary. We provide a flexible design, provenance, reproducibility for data processing. We have different implementation. You can find, that is an open software, you can find the code source code, sorry, on the web. And also we have a website, and you can find a sandbox version. You can try if you need to try it. So in order to conclude, I will give you some ideas that we have, and some element of conclusions that if you want to give value to complex data, that requires structuring according to FAIR principles. That is really really important, I think. A better formalization of concept and data is need for interdisciplinary research. Also, if you want to deal with data complexity, and we need a new generation of information system, and I think ontology-driven could be helpful. And also advanced data management, make data available for AI and data analytics. Thank you for your attention. And if you have questions and remarks and suggestions. It is remerciement in French is for thank the different partners that work with us.
Well, thank you, Pascal. So let's see if there are any questions from the audience. You can raise your hands or you can write them in the chat. So if there are any, maybe I will start with one.
Yes.
So like we had like, so one of our next upcoming working group will be on phenotypic data management. So we are a consortium of databases, and one of the biggest challenges and bigger issue that was raised was like the very diversity of data types of phenotypic data. So like you show, like, for example, that the pipeline that you develop is based mostly on image data, but most of our databases, sometimes they also curate data from literature, or there are data that have been submitted.
Yes, yes, I have a slide on that. We have not only data source, we can have virtual experiments and farm platforms. And we can have measurements not by images, but also by human. And you can get information. What we need is to deal with different data sources. Really, I think it could be for in greenhouse, in farm, could be different system, also virtual. And here, I don't know if yes, no, I don't have. I'm not sure. No, I forgot to put one slide. I want to show you. I wanted to show the different ways that we can produce, and we are able to manage these different ways. Could be, for example, satellite data or systems that images, but not only images, of course.
There is a question from Rex Nelson. So what type of compliance do you get? Do the creators of data code the data, or do curators?
So, sorry, I'm not sure to get all.
It's in the chat, so if you
yes, I must use that.
So I think he's asking like who is coding and curating the data. Yeah.
Not currently. We have a specific organization. We provide a support to people that produce the data. We have how to explain. We work with people that we work a lot with raw data and all the process, and we have interaction with curators and also with people. Maybe data code. I'm not sure that the code that produce data or the code of the system. I'm not sure to understand.
Okay, Leonard raised the hand.
Yeah, I think I have mine's like sort of a follow-up on that question, or what I wrote in the chat, trying to understand. So when you work with people who have data, are you doing that like they're proposing a set of experiments, and then part of the data management plan includes integration into your database? Or do people, who maybe have experiments that they've published then submit data to your resource?
No, we can do the second, but most of the time we work directly with people that produce the data. That is your question. Sometimes, sorry, I'm French, I have strong accent, and sometimes it's not easy for me to get all. But I think we can work with both, but most of the time currently we are working with people that do experiment. Is it your question?
Yeah, I think I get it. So that people are doing experiments and you're the place where, I mean,
Yes.
it's part of the research collaboration as opposed to they've generated research or they've generated experimental data, you know, independently of any collaboration with you. I think I get it.
Yes. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, I think like Rex added more detail. So he's like,
Yes.
who applies the semantic?
That is a collaboration.
Mhm.
That is a process, a collaboration process. We need to discuss because sometimes that, and after we provide some support because it's not so easy for people to know. And also we use, maybe I must say some word about AgroPortal, or such as a portal for ontologies. And we provide some support. And the people that use is the most of the time people from the agronomist and also people from biologists independent. And we make the connection also with statisticians, different people. The semantics is sometimes a process, many discussion, and if you want to choose some the vocabulary, the concept, and to be sure that all people use the same concept. Sometimes, what I want to say is that the context of interdisciplinary context makes it really, really hard. If you have people, geneticians and agronomists, often don't have really to put the same vocabularies. It's okay. PIPA, the difference is not the same team that use PIPA. PIPA is Belgium, in Belgium, Phenotyping in German. But PHIS is different because it's really ontology driven. I think the other system are more that deal with standard, but are not driven by ontologies. It's okay for you, Jennifer?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Pascal. Yep, that was great. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know.
Are there any other questions for Pascal? If not, I think we can.
Yeah, if you have question later, you can send me an email.
Oh yeah, so Jennifer actually asked another question.
Yes, and I will send the.
Can anyone use PHIS or is limited to emphasis members?
No, it's open. No, it's really open software. And we have collaboration and provide some support if you are interested by PHIS. We have collaboration with people, for example, in Australia or also in Japan and different countries, not inside the European.
Leonard.
Sorry, I do have one more question about like the sort of long-term stable funding for the resource. Like, do you have, essentially like, do you have stable funding for a long term, or is this at risk potentially of being archived or unfunded at some point?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
It's a tough question.
Don't forget, I am French. Sorry.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry, I'm only French people.
He's asking like if like the grant, like the PHIS is like funding is like permanent, or do you have to?
Yes, I have in my team we currently have 6 permanent and non-permanent, maybe 10. But most of the time, at least 6 permanent people.
So means that they are like, you don't have to provide for their like
yes.
their.
Because INRAE produce a lot of data, and we also work for different teams. And what we want is not to develop the product only for us, because we want something really open. And if you are interested, really, you can contact me. And all the code are available on GitHub.
Yeah, maybe I will ask you to share with me your GitHub so I can share that with them.
Yes, it's I put it in the slide, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, cool. Okay, so then I can look at for it then. I will share with the community.
And there is also a sandbox, and we can try. We have, for example, we have also data with, we combine information with photovoltaic panel in order to that over the culture and different things that you can find on the sandbox.
That's great. Thank you. Are there any other questions for Pascal?
Okay. Thank you for the invitation.
Apparently no. So thank you so much for
Have a nice day for you. It's afternoon.
Thank you so much.